配信はできてるかな。ゲームタイトルそのままでいいかな。ちょっと待ってよ。ちょっと待ってね。What remains of Edith Finch。これで多分更新されたかな。すいません、ちょっとタイトル適当だったのと、ゲームの詳細にね、ゲームの詳細を追加しました。フィンチ家の奇妙な屋敷とかいろいろ打ってもね、出てこないから、元が英語のゲームだとやっぱダメなんですね。これで、はいはい、本を。
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
早いな。早いな。ちょっと早いな。早いっすよ。骨折してたね。ホラー感満載です。
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
お兄さんが過去に
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
フェンス、誰かが張った。あ、なんかこういう風に探索していくやつかな。あ、そっか、海外のゲームだからバツが丸か。クロスヘア、なんだそれ。プレイ。まあいいや、やろう。
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
ああ、昔住んでたんだ。でも半分より向こう側というかね、それは無理なんだね。行けるところに制約がかかっていたと。
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open
7年前の
immediately.
請求書。取ることはできないのか。新聞は取れないか。
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
あれでもお兄さん消えたって言ってて、あ、亡くなってるのか。これ死ぬとかあんの？ないか。カエルが鳴いてる。
In a row, my mother left me a key,
あ、ごめんなさい。
but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
鍵。はあ、はあはあ、
Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
はあはあ、フィンチーズ、ザ・フィンチーズ、どっち行くのこれ、こっち。あえてこっち行ってみるか。こっちが普通の正しいルートか。
No one haven't driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
ひずめの跡。動物がいると。あ、こっちで合ってんのかな。まあいいや、行ってみるか。あ、鹿ですね。あー、逃げちゃった。鹿かな、じゃあさっきのひずめというのは。
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
相続、つ
But
ま
now
り
I have
親とか
questions
は
about my
なく
family
し
that
てる。
only the house knew the answers to.
家着いちゃったよ。暗いな。ワシントンナンバー。こっちからでも行けたのね。ちょっとこっち行ってみようか。なんもなさそうだけどね。
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent.
あ、なんかトロフィー取れた。
As if they're about to say something but never do.
なるほどね。薄暗いな。ホラーなのかな。ホラーじゃないと思うんだよね、これ。失礼。こんなところ相続してもな。売っ払おうにも買い手がいなさそうだよね。お、なるほど、ズームインできるのね。
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
夢でそのままだった夢、どういうこと？
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me even then.
ワニがいるかな。ミッシング。これ兄の写真だよね。なんでこんな散らばってんだ。ドラゴン、これ遊具か。兄は遊具で亡くなった？回覧板という概念はあるのか、海外。
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly those words were.
今が
I
17
was
歳。
afraid
なる
of
ほ
the
ど。
house.
家を恐れていた。なぜ？お、音楽鳴ってる。あ、これか。あ、 雷。あ、違う
I heard
か。
something moving around in the garage.
ガレージの方から何か動く。あれ、もう一回行った方がいいかな。あ、こっから入るんだ。いや、まだもうちょい外探索して決めようか。家が生きてるって感じなのかな。いや、まだ鍵開けるのは早い。なんでこんなすさんだ状況なんだろう。家放置してたからなのかな。にしてもミッシングっていうこの紙チラシみたいなのが多い。
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
ああ、違うんだ。これなんか探索して考えていくようなゲームか。こっちか。じゃあ、お、入れた。
Crawling through the doggy
あ、
door
びっ
used
く
to
り
be
し
a
た。
lot easier when I was
おー、
11.
はいはいはい、自転車。洗濯機かこれ。ブラウン LP ブラウンキャナリこれ関係ないか。車もある。あ、これプールのやつだよね。
For the first time in years.
久しぶりに。じゃあ開けてみましょうか。
I felt like I was home.
家にいる気になりました。まあ実家でしょうね。実家でしょうから。食べかけのものが多い。アップルパイを作ろうとしていったと。ああ、レシピだねこれ。ティースプーン、ナッツメグとかジンジャーとかソルトとか書いてあるな。シュガーとか。あ、でもめちゃめちゃあんじゃないこれ。シュールストレミングとかいうやつ違うか。あ、でもこれもブラウンキャナリーって書いてあるな。魚の缶詰。レウィン・フィン
But
チ。
instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
記憶の抜け殻。レウィンってのはお兄ちゃんか。ここにも魚の。
Like how after
Sounds
Louis
amazing.
started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
ああ、なるほど。ルイスは誰だ。あ、ルイスがお兄ちゃんね。これルイスっていうのね。レイス。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
去った夜の。私たちが去っ
It was
た。
like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
まるで比喩だな。家財道だけ無事。何が起きたんだ。一人車椅子か。iPhone のやつじゃんこれ。オーディオプレイヤーっていうか。ははー、いやわかんねえ。 さっぱりわかんないな。
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it.
家が
Like
あ
a
りす
smile
ぎる。
with too many teeth.
どういうこと？
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
沈んだ最初の家のレンガ。あ、ちょっと気持ち悪いな。虫の標本か。オルゴールか。
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
ひいおじいちゃん。家の他の部分を作ったってことか、これ。ってことは、ひいおじいちゃんが建てた。これバイオリンだね、バイオリン。あ、なるほどね。車椅子の人いたから、上行くとき、なるほど。
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
確かに本が多い。
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was
あ
alive.
れ、兄がミルトンね。はいはい。ルイスは誰だ？じゃあ弟？親父？いやー、全然わからん。ミルトン・フィンチ。これお兄ちゃんか。時代は2010年か。約9年前。ちょっと待ってね。よし。こっから入ってきたんだよね。電気つけるのあるじゃん。
The power had been turned off the night we left.
あれ、つかない。止められていた。電気代とかが払えなくて。ジャニュアリー。何月だっけ？I don't understand English. あ、待って、向こう行ってないな。
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
何が、地下に繋がってる。上行ってみるか。
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie
寝
retaliated
室を
and
す
drilled
べて封印。
peepholes.
それに、イーディはイーディ。虫の標本多いな。きついな。
Whenever people ask me about my
ビ
family,
ッグフット。
the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
ユーマン。バーバラ・フィンチ。というか、なんで家族の写真はこんな多いんだ？
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
ははは、もともとこの人が建てた。オーディン、オーディス。バーバラの部屋か。
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
子役スター。ははは。見た感じハリウッドか？ワイン。覗き穴めっちゃ多いじゃん。ケルビン。
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother.
兄弟のおじいちゃんの兄弟カルビ。ははははは。グレゴリーじゃねこれ。はいはいはい。これもおじい
As a
ちゃん
kid,
か。
I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
覗きや封印、どういうことだ。なんかさ、すごい個性的な部屋ばっかだな。そして入れないんだよね。うん、こういうの留め具されてんのか。ホフスタッド。これおじいちゃんか。スベンエディって書いてある。
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
肖像画。っていうか何がクリアなのかわかんないな。ちょっとこっち後回しでこっち見るか。モーリー。
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
おばあちゃんぐらい年取った人か。っていうかなんか家族以外も住んでたのか。どっか逃した今。上があんだよね。上があれ。
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we
あ、
left.
開かない。じゃあ行ってみるか。
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle
オル
Walter's
タ
room.
おじさん。
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
封印、部屋を封じるという概念がわからないな。
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
あ、もしかして。おお。Under the sea.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
朝は秘密のものがなかった。
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
あ、海だね、しかも。あ、海の下。深海？
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
ミルトンが、兄か、ミルトンがいた。でもハイハイしてる状態か。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
計画。
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
急なホラー展開はやめてくれよ。
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
どういう結末？あ、モリーの部屋か。
looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
ここで飼ってたわけね。あ、そういうわけじゃないか。 進んでるんだよねこれ。
I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
絵の後ろに立ったよな。ああ、中に入った的なね。比喩表現。クラゲの、はあ、海、ああ、骨とか。サソリとかのあれもあるな。きついな。
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
お母さんが悪い人っぽいな。なんか。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen.
夕食抜きで。
It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
食べ物を探しに行った。
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
いやーきっつ。マジっすか。
My Halloween candy was all gone.
おお、材質的になんかセラミックっていうか陶器みたいな音がしたな。クリストファーっていう名前なんだね。
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
生だし。人手はダメか。暗いね。なんかちょっと待ってよ。こんくらいにするか。あ、ちょっと見やすい。トイレ。
I kept eating and eating.
嘘だろ。嘘だろ。おー、あれ歯磨き粉でしょ。
I ate a lot of things
こんばん
that
は。
night.
見たいけど、やりたいから見たくないけど見る。
まあといってもあれですよ。もう結構進んでんじゃないかな。だから多分途中から見るとこれ全然わかんないと思う。
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
鳥
It was a
も
barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out
ま
for
さ
her.
か。ああ、ちょっと落ちるんじゃないですか。あ、
And
大丈
suddenly,
夫。嘘。あれ違う、
I
猫。
was a cat.
もう全然意味わかんない。猫になってたのじゃないよ。人かと思ってたよ。なんで歯磨き粉食べてんの、猫なのに。猫になっちゃったのか。どうしたらいいんだ。あ、危ない危ない危ない危ない。
どんなゲームなんですか？
お、危ない。なんかゆっくり近づいて、オブジェクトがいろいろあるんだけど、
Really scared.
それからどんどん推理というか謎解きって言うとちょっと違うかな。なんだろうな。なんかとりあえずそれから家で何が起こってるかとかがだんだん分かってくのかな。危ない。
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
あれ、ママ、いやパパか。ママとパパか。ちょっとね、私もね理解できてなくって。
最初は特に目的がない感じですかね。
そうですね。最初はなんか家にやってきたみたいな、実家にやってきた感覚で、私今17歳だけど、4歳から6歳ぐらいの頃にこの家から、出てったんだよねみたいな、この家を怖かったんだよねみたいなところでさ、この家ってなんだっけみたいな簡単に言うとそんな感じですよ。この家なんだっけ、なんだかわかんないけど怖いなーみたいな、こうなぜか怖く感じる。
I jumped and I almost got her.
じゃあとりあえず探索しようかみたいな感じですかね。なかなかね面白いけどまだ分かってないっす。
I could tell she was getting really tired.
なるほど。
はい。いや、もうごめんなさい、それ以上の説明ができない。
Now I was up in the big tree.
お
I
ー
promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
鳥を食べたくてしょうがなかった。あ、これ飛べる時だけ飛んでる感じですね。操作がむずいとか、なんかアクション性を求められることはないです。このジャンプ
I gobbled her up,
落ちちゃったのね。
and suddenly I was an owl.
フクロウになっちゃっ
First,
た。
all I heard was the wind. teeth nibbling in the grass.
袋になっちゃった。え、どういうこと？どこ行けばいいんだ？猫の次は袋ですか。
Rabbits.
ウサギ。
袋になっちゃった。わら。
お、捕まえた。捕まえたー。なぜか袋になっちゃった。食べて。
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
もっと大きいのを探しに行った。でも人間だったよ最初。人間から猫になって猫から袋。あそこね。いけ。よし、捕まえた。
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
さっきは猫だったのか。
そう、猫で鳥食べたいから
I
の。
was a shark.
おお、ごめんなさい、頭が理解がついていかん。あ、跳ねてサメになっちゃった。
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now I was hungrier than ever.
お腹がとにかく減ってると。
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
はい。
I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good.
あそこ。そう、夕飯抜きで寝かされた後に
I grabbed on tight.
あの
But I was so hungry.
何でも食べちゃうようになって。
When I opened my eyes,
Oh, heavy.
everything had changed.
トグロを負けるのか。お、ヘビじゃないのか。まあそれでなんか猫になってみたいな、なんかようわかんないですね。
Now I was a monster.
シアトル。
I smelled people everywhere.
食べたものになる。
いや、そういうわけじゃなさそうっす。
I was big.
もしかして。
Real quiet.
クラーケン的な感じか、これ。ヘビじゃなくて。
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
おいおい、マジかよ。酔いどれ。めっちゃお酒飲んでるな、多分。最後まで聞こうか。酒飲んでるな。ごめんなさい、ちょっと見にくいかも字。長いっすね、あ、でも歌詞は違うな。 人いるのか。歌ってる人と船長。自分のことを歌ってるのか。あ、なんかトロフィー終わらせてやるさーっていうトロフィー。じゃあ終わらせますか。終わらせてやるさー。自分を歌ってたのかな。でもラジオかこれ。
Passenger, I was still hungry, and across the water I smelled something new, something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
次何食うんだ。
I slithered onto the sand, and the good
深い
smell
ところに
ran
何
through
かいい
my
匂い
pipe.
が。何があるか。トイレ。おっと、見覚えのあるトイレか。これってあれ
I
じゃん。
got closer and closer.
最初のとこじゃない。ほら、モリーの部屋だ。え、どこ行けばいいか分かんないな。セーブがないんだよねこれ。こっちではないか。下水から通って。
All my stomach started growling,
ストマックぐるぐる言い始めて。あれ、
and suddenly I was me again. I held
そ
my
う、
breath for a
自
long
分
time.
に戻
I
った。
couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep, but it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be.
セーブがないだと。
No, I will
セ
be
ーブないっ
delicious.
す。怖っ。人の味とか知ってるっちゅう話よこれ。多分セーブ多分ないと思う。オートかな、それともオートセーブかな。
オートセーブ
I'm
かな。
not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
ああ、これ血族か。家系。ああ、なるほど。オーディンから始まって、エディとオーディンから始まって、ウォルター、サム、ケルビン、バーバラ。で、今のがモリ。なるほど。自分の祖先のお話か。ああ、だからディッセンバー1947。ああ、なるほどね。
I can't describe it, but I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
あ、ってことは家を出てったのが2010年か。2010年から時が止まってんだな。2010年なんですよね、廊下とかが。え、出口はオープンザウィンドウ。おお、そこ歩いちゃうか。
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
母さんだ。
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
ED。あー、一番祖先。おばあちゃんの部屋か。じゃあ ED
Edie
おばあ
knit
ち
me
ゃ
a
ん。
new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started
Louis.
to memorialize him.
はいはい。 そこの食卓の車椅子の
Rooms
人
like a
か。
museum.
博物館みたいな感じ。
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune
富と
and
不運。
misfortune.
500年にわたりお金は持ってた。リールニュース。おおお。
チャンネル登録してなかったんで登録しました。今更。
あ、すいません。ありがとうございます。オーディ。ありがとうございます。今日地球防衛軍ちょっとやったんですけどね。いや、やっぱ難しい。あ、一応ね、ノーマルはクリアしました。
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was
屋
furious.
敷の下、行けなかった地下。モグラ男。
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they
おめで
evacuated
とう
the
ございます。
island,
ジハードですね。
Edie refused to go.
ハー
For
ド
a
き
few
ついんじゃねえか
weeks, she was
な。
a celebrity.
有名になっ
Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon. She could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
た。母の池にあったドラゴン。遊具。はいはいはいはい。こっち行ってみるか。
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
おお、随分とまたすごい部屋だ。なるほど。車椅子だから椅子があるのね。
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
これはバリアフリーっていう意味で
It was
こ
a
うい
pretty
う
big trace.
床。待って、まだ調べてないけど開けちゃった。シークレットインディスバスルーム。
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
おお。まだ行かないで、まだ行かないでよ。まだ行かないで探索してないよ。
Sven gave Sam an old
God.
camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
ズエン、はいはいはい。ズエンか、あれ。スベンじゃなくてズエンね。現像するところね。これが家ですよ。おかしいよ。ホラーじゃないのかな。いい部屋じゃん。フォート3。上あんの？違うか。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
ちょっと待って。まだ探索不足。これ奥なんかありそう。これはもしや行ってしまうやつか。行ってしまうやつですかね。行ってしまうやつだね。探索できてないよ。探索できてないよ。できてない。よかった、戻れた。登れるのね、これ。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
おお。
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
骨折してるね。変な風にしか焦げないのか。
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
どういうこと？あ、なるほど。報告のね。2つのスティックを使うのね。
私も生放送してきます。
あ、いってらっしゃい。頑張ります。ありがとうございます。
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
もしかして飛び降りちゃうのか。
But that day,
恋
he
方わら
finally made up his mind to do
片
it.
足だけだと、しかも折れてる方
I
が
told him
動
going
かして
around was impossible.
一周す
Maybe
る
if I hadn't said that.
あ、怖い。ちょっと怖い。あ、やばい、怖い。
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
あ、怖い。
then maybe he'd
Oh,
still
what?
be here. But I doubt it.
あ、
I
怖
think
い。
he'd already made up his mind.
あ、怖い。
That's what
怖
I
い。
want to remember
Ah,
about
why?
my brother.
あ、怖い。やばいでしょ。とっとっとっとっとっとっとっと。あ、一回転しちゃった。止まらなくなっちゃうでしょ、これ。
The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
めっちゃ飛ぶ。そう、あれはなくなったんじゃないか、じゃあ。
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
いや、そんなことないな。2016って書いてある。こうやってストーリーをたどるのね。
Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
オートセーブありがいいな。
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
あ、出た。二手に分かれてるパターン。こっち行ってみるか。バーバラじゃない？子役だったからね。
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
ビッグフットって映画に出たのか。
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
ピザ。ピザじゃないか。ピザだよね。 2年まではだもんな。
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
どうやって死んだかってことか。
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Oh, すごい急になんか違うゲームだ。
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
入った入った。遊んじゃうねこうやって。取れた。血が出てるね。食べた。テーブルスをこれに巻き込む。あ、さっきのあれか。
ホラゲーですか。
ホラゲー買ってやると違うような気もするんだけどね。あ、これかもしれないし。いるね。
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it.
なんかギャグっぽい絵文字。
Asleep, watching the late picture show.
いや、ギャグじゃないな。
Later.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
どういうゲームかっていうと説明が難しい。
I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
またあまり見ないようなグラフィック。地下か、あ、違うか、上か。もう物が落ちてる。嫌な予感、嫌な予感。聞いていった。
Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a
絶
hand.
対そいつがいるじゃん。
Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned,
そう
saw
い
the
うことね。
and was speechless.
それで殺され
Smashing.
よしよしよしよしよし。
He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
どうするどうする
Okay,
どうする。
Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
気持ちいいこれじゃない？
That night, she played her part beautifully.
はい、モリーの部屋か。
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
え、どうするどうする？
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
OK。
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
戻るのか。もうこれ川さんいないかな。え、いない。
Had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was
絶対罠や。
at the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
ドッキリか。
Dream come true. And she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen.
あー、なるほど。
Was going to be famous. And with her final breath,
そういう。
Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent.
ちょっとご飯行ってきます。
はい、いってらっしゃいませ。
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara,
リックが悪いやつ。わあ。不気耳とかすげえもう不謹慎極まりないよ。不謹慎極まりない。じゃあビビるわ。
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
全然ハッピーちゃうやろ。だからこの新聞か？そういうわけじゃないか。怖いな。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
なるほど。上行けるんじゃない？無理か。でもオルゴール開けれるようになったのか？いや、暗いな。行きましょうか。セーブ中。セーブ出たね。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
破傷風の注射。これがテーブル層ってやつね。
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
遠ざかった。
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
トイレか。ウォルター。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
地震?
after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
あれ ?2005 年。
Whatever that thing was, it was gone.
核シェルター
Maybe I got
か。
tired of waiting.
核シェルタ
Or
ーか。
maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
まあすごいね。地下めっちゃあるね。さすがはお金持ち。
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara
バーバラ殺した何か。
and Molly
そしてモリーを。
and Calvin.
それカルビン。
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one real day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
惹かれたのか。なぜ地下に、てか開通してたんだ、なぜか。もう線路はなかったんだな、もともと。
I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
だけどあって、っていう時代かな。
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
悪者というわけでもなさそうだ。
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
現実にしてしまった。 あれないじゃん。なぜ電車が通ったんだじゃあ。もともと開通してたのか。潰れた？
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family.
私に？
And the history you're a part of.
その一部となる歴史を。呪いの歴史？いけないよね。
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Yeah, 暗いな。
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
墓地。
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery may be more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Ah, それぞれがモチーフになってるのか。スター、ハリウッドのあれかな、これ。フクロウ、猫、森、宇宙というか、まあそれ系。エディ、本が好きってことか、これ。
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
なんだあれ。船か。危ない。
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
グレゴリーだけないな。
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
ルイス。ミルトン。
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
それがよくわかんないんだよな。筆。
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
22週目。
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
誰の部屋だこれ。多分ストーリーでしょ。
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
なるほど。トリガワか。退役軍人ってわけじゃないのか。
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
違う。俺一つ逃してるかな、もしかして。
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off. Not quite.
I'm over here, Dad.
どこや。
Just need to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can hit the road.
あ、なるほど。
What? It's too early, Dad.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
ナンバーがない。
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Smile, Dawn. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take
some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Still freezing, though.
よくわからんな。
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of him.
Dad, I...
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up. Elbows up. Great shot, Don!
Wow.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Wow.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
なんとなく分かってきたぞ。
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
字幕が出ない。ああ。これストーリーだ
I
な。
can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet
え、母親なんかこれ。この上なんかありそうだな。エネルギー、エヴァコー、エヴァわからんな。でもエネルギー効率のことかな。 あ、グレゴリーのストーリーか。
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Hmm? あ、見えそう。え、おお。
Send over Gregory. It's time to. Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Oh.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
名前崩したい。あ、やった。あ、この曲知ってるぞ。
It sure made him happy.
Oh. あれか。
I know how silly it sounds.
あ、面白いな。
That I worried about a baby
Oh,
being
nice.
too happy.
Lovely.
But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw.
あ、これまずいんじゃないか。赤ちゃんのね、確か。
There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. I know what happened wasn't your fault.
あ、これはもし。
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
え、わかんないな。結局溺れたってことかな。Gus.
A poem for Gus. who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
PC 出口で
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
ようやく親の世代のあれに来たのか。
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
植物ミルトンのとこだけ
And to see
ずさ
kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
教室か To teach to learn 教えると学ぶ ドーン・フィンチ。オーディン・フィンチ。学校。
Beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
上なんかある。なんかありそう。
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
なんか取れた。
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.博士、どこかにいるんじゃないか。 I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
"待てよ、ルイスの前にドーンを見てねえし、オーディンとエディも見てないな。
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
ちょっとドーン探し。 さすがに戻れないかな。進めるか。見ると、じゃあルイスか。ルイスが生きてんのかな。行方不明っていうのは引っかかる
な。Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Wonderland.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
Oh.
He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
あ、自分がエディスか。
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
お疲れ様でした。